Tonight is one of the most important holidays celebrated in Chinese culture, with a moon festival history dating back over 3,000 years. Moon festivals are also being held in Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and throughout East Asia. It's a special time to gather with family and friends, thanking Spirit for the blessings of the harvest. There's lantern lighting, offerings of lotus seed-filled moon cakes. Part of the mythological roots behind the Chinese Moon Festival includes the story of a mortal who drank an elixir of immortality, flew to the moon, and then became a moon goddess. Mythologies from many ancient cultures include legends of an elixir of immortality which gave humanity a taste of eternity, or a glimpse of the timeless spiritual realm. Regarding tonight's theme, sacramental culture, anthropological investigations over the past few decades have provided evidence that the use of sacred psychedelic substances are probably humanity's oldest and most ubiquitous form of spirituality. Pottery shards from Taiwan show cannabis hemp rope impressions from 10,000 years ago, at the dawn of agriculture. Cave art, petroglyphs, and stone sculptures provide a substantial record of prehistoric hallucinogenic culture. Perhaps the oldest known depictions of plant sacraments are the 7,000-year-old rock paintings of Tassili in Algeria. A bee-faced mushroom shaman sprouts small mushrooms around the perimeter of its hive-like or mycelial web-like body. People of this culture seem to know that the best way to keep magic mushrooms is to preserve them in honey. In a nearby cave, a group of mushroom-headed beings holding mushrooms appear to scamper across the cave walls on dotted hills. This ancient visionary art came to my attention in Terence McKenna's book, Food of the Gods, where he asserted that the cave paintings provided evidence of an early mushroom culture. A carefully redrawn figure of the mushroom bee shaman by Kathleen Harrison clarified the original cave art and is now on display in the Psychedelic Reliquary at Entheon. The stoned ape theory by Terence McKenna proposed that the ingestion of psilocybin mushrooms for millions of years by early Homo sapiens catalyzed an evolutionary development in the human brain. Research has now shown that psychedelics like psilocybin mushrooms are neurogenerative, meaning they cause neurons to grow, adding further credibility to this hypothesis. Terence believed that the psychedelic use inspired language, the arts, religion, and all of human culture. The art of ancient Egypt includes many depictions of mushrooms. The Egyptian Book of the Dead identifies mushrooms as food of the gods or flesh of the gods that were reserved for royalty. The mushroom was particularly associated with immortality and Osiris, ruler of the dead who granted all life from the underworld. Some anthropologists believe that the depiction of the crown of Osiris was inspired by the psychedelic mushroom. In one of the world's most ancient religious texts, the Hindu Rig Veda contains numerous references to soma, a sacred plant that was pressed into a ritual drink. One passage reads, "We have drunk the soma, we have become immortal, we have gone to the light, we have found the gods." Debate continues among scholars regarding the ingredients of soma, although this passage does seem to indicate the presence of a transformative elixir, catalyzing direct contact with the divine, much like currently reported psychedelic experiences. Images present in the Badami Temple of India, carved into a mountain 1,000 years ago, depict mushroom effigies and deities with mushroom-like crowns. The Indian erotic temples at Khajuraho also contain representations of mushrooms in the sanctum vestibules, which may be clues to the nature of Soma. Greek philosophers, including Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and Sappho, were initiates into the Eleusinian mysteries, a 2,000-year-old civil religion of Greece centered in the town of Eleusis. The greater mysteries, secret initiations held every year in the autumn, honored the goddesses Demeter and Persephone, who taught agriculture to humanity. The climax of the 9-day ritual involved a visionary sacrament called the Kukion. The initiate Proclus described the races of gods and unities of all things can be seen even with closed eyes. Featured later in this program, author of the book The Immortality Key by Brian Murarescu offers a deeper illustrated discussion of the Kukion and the Eleusinian mysteries. Evidence shows that many ancient and contemporary indigenous sacramental cultures have existed throughout South, Central, and North America. Nearly 4,000 years ago, at Chavin de Huantar Temple in Peru, many stone relief sculptures were carved, portraying fierce spirit beings holding Huachuma, the San Pedro cactus. This cactus contains the consciousness-expanding plant medicine mescaline, still used today in sacred ceremony. Ancient visionary art provides glimpses of the ecstatic and mystic states of consciousness that introduce humanity to archetypes of transformation and renewal. In Guatemala, from 200 BC to 900 AD, many Mayan mushroom stones were carved, indicating cultural importance of sacred mushrooms. Most of these mushroom stones were lost or destroyed by religious colonialist oppression. Luckily, some were preserved, and an exquisite ancient mushroom stone is on display in the Psychedelic Reliquary at Entheon, thanks to a generous loan by mycologist Paul Stamets, founder of Fungi Perfecti, a family-owned, environmentally friendly company committed to providing mushrooms that improve the health of the planet and its people. Additional mushroom stones loaned from the collection of Mitch Gomez, founder of DanceSafe, are also on display in Entheon, including a 7,000-year-old European ceramic mushroom effigy, the oldest known. Shamans are the earliest mystics, many using plant teachers to commune with a world of spirits. The word psychedelic describes the psychoactive molecules found in chemical formulas and identified in certain plant medicines. Psychedelics are non-toxic, non-addictive, and have been ingested by humanity for thousands of years. The ayahuasca tribes of South America, the Peruvian Shipibo and the Huichol of Mexico, the peyote tribes of North America, the snuff blowers of the Andes, the iboga healers of Africa, and the ganja-smoking Babas of India are among the sacramental cultures of today. In recent history, psychedelics that have been demonized, outlawed, and suppressed by church and state are now being re-examined as therapeutic medicines and for the betterment of well people, since it has been shown that the most powerful healing occurs after a visionary, mystical experience. The following categories attempt to describe the universal core of the mystical experience. Number 1, unity within oneself, the earth, and cosmos. Number 2, a feeling of ultimate reality. Number 3, transcendence of space and time, infinite spirit beyond death. Number 4, a sense of sacredness, holiness, divinity, love. Number 5, a deeply felt positive mood of joy, blessedness, and peace. Number 6, paradoxicality. Opposites exist in balance. Number 7, ineffability. It's beyond words. Number 8, transience, the eternal in a moment. Number 9, positive changes in attitude or behavior toward oneself and others, toward life and mystical consciousness. Number 10, faith in one's own potential for creative achievement. Psychedelic science demonstrates that the mystical experience is a deeply healing inner journey with life-changing benefits. When people turn inward with psychedelics in a supportive setting, many encounter a realm of spiritual light and beauty so fantastic that they're profoundly moved and positively changed, overcoming grief, depression, PTSD, and addictions, discovering a higher purpose to life. A mystical experience can occur for some without the use of psychedelic substances, possibly due to the presence of DMT, a powerful psychedelic and naturally occurring neurotransmitter that exists in all mammalian brains. The primary religious experience is the mystic union of self and spirit. Psychedelics allow the mystical experience to become a realm for sacred self-exploration and a focus of visionary art. The best way to share the mystic imaginal realms is a well-crafted artistic rendering by an eyewitness. The potential to glimpse the highest states of awareness, translated with skill, devotional effort, is why visionary art matters. Much of the spiritual knowledge transmitted during the psychedelic state is visual. For creative people, such entry into the divine imagination reveals an endless wellspring of patterns and ideas. Visionary artists translate theophanies into communicable icons. One of the chief functions of visionary art is the validation and integration of psychedelic mind states. An initiate who recognizes in a work of visionary art a dimension they've experienced in an altered state can turn a sense of isolation and estrangement into feelings of connection and community. Today, many artists from around the world dedicate their ability to the proficient portrayal of their highest psychedelic visionary states of consciousness through drawing, painting, sculpture, digital media, and animation. As cannabis and other psychedelics regain wider acceptance, festival culture has been celebrating the inspirational qualities of sacramentally induced higher consciousness in a community setting. The international visionary art movement is serving the sacred by generating iconography based on personal journeys and providing a visual cartography of inner realms and beings, evidence of a hidden rendezvous with ultimate reality. May visionary art help spread the good news that mystic unity with the divine is a possibility for everyone.